Alright, all the Bridgeport work is done. Everything's been stoned with a precision stone. It's time to put it back together. All blown out, cleaned out, all the thread, the holes have all been, had a chaser run through them. Gotta go let the dog in. Alright, the two long bolts, move it side to side. The two short bolts, lock it. Basically what we have is a wedge that sits inside there, so once you move it, you turn these bolts to lock that wedge in. Let me see if it goes the other way. Whoa. Oh, it's about the same. Fits a little better like that. Alright, let's see what it does. Alright, so it's moving from one side to the other. loosen this side, tighten this side, it should drag it back over. Yep. Okay, so that's working the way it's supposed to. Put the locks for the wedge, lock it into place. And all these do is drive that wedge in. And it kind of works, not exactly, but kind of like the gib on a Bridgeport. Alright, so I'm going to line it up in the back, and then obviously we're going to have to adjust it once we get it on the machine. Okay? We're going to cut the felt for the way wipers for the tailstock. So this is like 1/8 felt. I can't remember if I got this from Granger or McMaster-Carr. Actually, no, it's Granger. So that's the number that I'm using. This works really, really well. And I cut all the other ones out of this, so this'll last me a long time. So we're gonna cut those. All right. So the way I usually do this, make sure I keep it in the frame here, is I lay these down, kind of square them up. I give myself a little bit extra, maybe almost 1/8 of an inch, but not quite. And then I mark the holes. Okay, so I take either a pen or a pencil. Oops, I don't want to mark that yet, but I can. What am I saying? I can mark that now. So I mark this. Okay, and the first thing you need to do is punch the holes out, because you can't punch them once you have a small piece of material. Maybe that's wrong to say you can't, but it makes it a whole lot harder. So this punch block right here, my father made years ago. I remember as a child, I used to see this on his bench. So it's been around for a long time. So all I do is, they're 1/4-inch holes. I'm going to use a flashlight to line this up down in the hole, and then I'm going to punch them. Okay, I'll turn the camera off when I try to line these up, so you don't have to look at the back of my head the whole time. So let me do that now with the first one. Alright, so there's no way you're going to see down that hole. And in fact, using a flashlight, it's kind of a real pain in the butt. I think at some point in time I'm going to do a gun blue on this or something like that to blacken this or darken this face, because you shine a flashlight at it and it shines right back in your eyes. But I got that lined up pretty good, I believe. Stick my right punch. Oh no, wrong punch. Stick my 1/4-inch punch in there. Tight. Alright, so I got to come in from the other side, knock it back out. Let me get a punch. It might be too big. I'll take this out of here. There's a few of them in there. Punch it back. And voila, nice hole. the hardest part is lining that up and not being able to see in there. So again, I'll line up the next one. I have to stick my head right over this, and I have to use the optimizers to do this. So I will pause it again, and I'll bring you back when I'm lined up. All right, I'm back. So I put the green tape on there. Oh, what a difference. It worked out pretty good. I think I got it lined up, and pop the next hole. That didn't work very well. Alright, so that worked really good. Now we're going to cut it out with the razor knife. Okay, so I put this aside. This is just a piece of sheetrock. Been painted just to test to see if the color was what my wife wanted for a particular project. Now, this doesn't cut really nice by going like this. It works good if you slice through it. And really it works the best when you put it on the edge of the board. A little further forward. Alright, let's try it. Once you get a pretty good slice in there, then you can drag it. It's really a crappy color to be trying to show you this. Alright, there it is. A little bit crooked right there, but that doesn't matter. And then we'll go over to the lathe, and we could trim that a little bit. Oops. We could trim it just a little bit on that side. It's a little bit long. I'd rather cut them long than short, for the simple reason that you can always fix it. So I'll trim that one up just a little bit, but that's pretty much what I want. Okay? Alright, I'm going to cut the other 4, and then I will bring you over to the lathe and we'll put them on. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, so on this one we punched the holes. Then what we're going to do is bring it right down to the bottom here. Put something here to line it up. And we're going to cut that. Yeah, if I can find my razor knife. Here it is. and I usually just nip the corner. I don't know why, I just do. Okay. Be back for another one. All right, so let's install these. So what I'm going to do is put it down on the bed. I'm going to line them up, and I'm going to soak them with Way lube. Both sides. It absorbs it pretty quick. All right. So we get our first plate. You can see it's sticking up pretty high. And we're going to push that down. I'll pick this up, push that down. You can see the, well, I don't know if you can see it, but you can see some of the Way lube squirting out of there, which is fine. I just want a little pressure on the ways, not a lot. Snug that, and snug that. All right, so there is pressure. And I can stick my fingernail under there with no problem at all, so the metal is not touching the ways. They're going to ooze out a little bit and not necessarily dry out, but not be so wet, and I will go back and adjust them again. All right, next one. Now, most lathes don't have wipers on the tailstocks. Maybe some of the newer ones do. But most of the stuff I've worked on through the years have not. But every once in a while you get crap underneath them and you can feel it dragging even with the oil. So this is definitely an upgrade. Okay, again, I can feel my nail go right under there with no problem. And again, I will adjust that a little bit later once some of this oil squeezes out of there. This one's already starting to tighten up a little bit more because when I put the oil on it, the felt swelled right up. All right. Okay, I'm going to do the other side off camera, only because it's a pain in the butt to move this camera around. And it's the same thing, okay? Hey, thanks for watching this project. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to align the tailstock. Now, I did get it roughed in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It does help spread the channel around. I've gotten more and more subscribers, so I thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next project.